Hybiz News. I am Suresh Kochatel. In a relief to borrowers at the onset of the festive season, the Union Government on late Friday night announced a waiver on interest for loans up to 2 crore, irrespective of whether the moratorium was availed or not. The Department of Financial Services came out with the operational guidelines in the backdrop of Supreme Court's direction to implement the waiver interest scheme, which is likely to cost the exchequer 6,500 crore. The Apex Court on 14th of October directed the centre to implement as soon as possible an interest waiver on loans up to 2 crore under the Reserve Bank of India moratorium scheme in view of the COVID-19 pandemic, saying that the common man's Diwali is in the government's hands. As per the guidelines, the scheme can be availed by borrowers in specified loan accounts for a period from March 1st onwards to August 31st, 2020. Borrowers who have loan accounts having sanction limits and outstanding amount of not exceeding 2 crore aggregate of all facilities with lending institutions as on 29th of February shall be eligible for the scheme. As per the eligibility criteria mentioned in the guidelines, the account should be standard as on 29th of February, which means that it should not be a non-performing asset. Housing loan, educational loans, credit card loans, auto loans, MSME loans, consumer durable loans, consumption loans are all covered under the scheme. As per the scheme, the lending institutions shall credit the difference between the compound interest and simple interest with regard to eligible borrowers in respective accounts for this period, irrespective of whether the borrower fully or partially availed the moratorium on repayment of loan announced by the Reserve Bank of India on March 27, 2020. The scheme is also applicable on those who have not availed of the moratorium scheme and continued with the repayment of loans. The lending institutions, after crediting the amount, will claim the reimbursement from the central government. Hearing the matter on October 14, the Supreme Court observed that it was concerned about the benefit of interest waiver would be given to borrowers and said that the centre has taken a welcome decision, but taking note of the plight of the common man, but authorities have not issued any order in this regard. Something concrete has to be done, a bench headed by Justice Ashok Bhushan has said, adding benefit of waivers to borrowers up to 2 crore must be implemented as soon as possible. The top court, which posted the matter for hearing on November 2nd, told the advocates appearing for the centre and the banks that Diwali is in your hand. The centre recently told the Apex Court that going any further than the fiscal policy decisions already taken, such as waiver of compound interest charged on loans up to 2 crores for 6 months moratorium period, may be detrimental to the overall economic scenario on the national economy, and the banks may not take inevitable financial constraints. The top court is hearing a batch of petitions which have raised the issues concerning a 6-month loan moratorium period announced due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The bench, also comprising of Justice R.S. Reddy and Justice M.R. Shah, said when authorities have decided something, then it has to be implemented. Thank you for watching.